Ben moves food donations between a grocery store in Baltimore's Remington neighborhood and Food Rescue Baltimore's main hub, now in Pigtown. We're Facebook friends, and when he posted last year to see if someone could sub for him one Monday, I volunteered. For the past year or so, Ben and I have been sharing that food run, a small cog in a massive behind the scenes machine that helps bring food to people all over the city and the region. Doing this work got me interested in other ways people are combating food insecurity, a problem that has only grown since necessary COVID quarantines shut down so many people's access to the jobs, childcare, and physical health necessary to meet basic needs. The United Nations Committee on World Food Security defines it like this: all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. Food insecurity isn't just about having enough money to buy food, it's about what kind of food, where people can get it, and how it fuels active life. Given this definition, 1 in 3 Marylanders is facing food insecurity, and 1 in 9 is already there. 1 in 7 children is food insecure, and almost 250,000 Marylanders face such low food security that they are at risk of starvation. It isn't just that people don't have enough money for food, but that faced with rising costs of living and stagnant wages, people have to choose between food, rent, utilities, and other needs. For many, this is a permanent and ongoing crisis. How are people in Baltimore and at UMBC addressing this profound need? The state has many programs that attempt to combat food insecurity. People can apply for food assistance in the form of SNAP benefits, WIC benefits, a nutrition program specifically for women, infants, and children, free school meals, and other programs targeted directly to seniors. These benefits do not meet the needs of all who are food insecure. In order to qualify for the benefit in the first place, one must meet a whole host of requirements, including possession of a Social Security number, which leaves out undocumented immigrants and others, and certain work requirements that can be difficult to meet, especially if one is caring for children or others in the household. The income limits are very low, and one is not allowed to have any significant savings and still qualify. Many don't qualify, but that doesn't mean they are food secure. Rebecca Ferguson, AmeriCorps UMBC Vista for Retriever Essentials, notes that qualifying can be even harder for full-time students, unable to also meet the work requirements for the program. And that's where other parts of the food security web kick in. The Maryland Food Bank is one of the best-known nonprofits addressing food insecurity, with offices all over the state. The Baltimore office serves all of Central Maryland with a 93,000 square foot warehouse, 100 employees, and distribution sites at food pantries, churches, and other community partners. Meals on Wheels is another nonprofit that delivers meals and food primarily to seniors. They also provide other kinds of client support, including a Phone Pal program, wellness and safety checks, and crisis intervention. Moveable Feast, located in East Baltimore, recognizes the importance of nutrition to those facing food insecurity alongside chronic illnesses, including cancer, HIV/AIDS, diabetes, kidney, and cardiovascular diseases. Clients are referred to the program and can get tailored meals delivered directly to their door so they have the nutrition necessary to deal with their other health issues. Be More Community Food was founded by J.C. Falk specifically to battle food insecurity during the COVID-19 pandemic. They rescue food that would otherwise be thrown away by grocers and restaurants and pack boxes with 25 to 30 pounds of food to feed individuals and families. They also pack produce boxes for partner organizations and distribute food at curbside sites. The food Ben and I deliver is part of Food Rescue Baltimore, a volunteer-run organization that collaborates with Baltimore Free Farm to gather and redistribute food that would otherwise be thrown away by grocery warehouses and larger distributors. Food Rescue also saw an influx of food during the pandemic thanks to a Farm to Families grant from the USDA and now through their partnership with For My City. Matt Burke, a UMBC grad, and his team coordinate volunteers and distribution sites all over the city. In 2017, Burke was appointed a fellow with the Open Society Institute to greatly expand the work long done by Food Rescue. The group is up to 11 sites across Baltimore. Food Rescue sees their work as part of a larger project of social justice. Access to food is a basic human right, they say, and should not be dependent on class or economic issues. Food Rescue Baltimore is dedicated to food justice, ensuring equal access to nutritious food and providing for those in need in Baltimore's communities. They were doing this work long before the pandemic and will keep doing it, diverting food from landfills and into our kitchens. Baltimoreans are also involved in directly feeding their neighbors. As the pandemic quarantine settled in, an increasing number of people found themselves facing food insecurity. Mutual aid groups sprung up to help neighbors feed each other. Unlike the charity model of some larger nonprofits, mutual aid is about people working cooperatively to meet everyone's needs and build sustained networks beyond the top-down service model we see from the state and charities. One group is Waverly Mutual Aid. Sharon Neely remembers the early days of the pandemic before anyone really knew what was going to happen. She gathered outside with some neighbors and they talked about what they might do to support each other. What started as a buddy system connecting neighbors to each other for grocery shopping, intended to last just a couple of weeks, again, no one knew what was coming, grew into a neighborhood movement for COVID relief, partnering with Food Rescue Baltimore and then the City of Baltimore to distribute now 210 boxes of food to families in Waverly and Better Waverly every week. At UMBC, students, faculty, and staff have organized together to build Retriever Essentials, a campus food pantry and set of other resources to address food insecurity at UMBC. Any member of the UMBC community can register to get bags of food and toiletries or pick up supplies anonymously from a number of sites on campus. During quarantine, when that wasn't possible, Retriever Essentials even did home delivery on a case-by-case basis, thanks to volunteers. Once back on campus, distribution sites will be back, as will the Save a Swipe program, which allows UMBC community members to donate meals from their meal plans to others for their use. This video has only scratched the surface of what people are doing to feed themselves and each other in Baltimore and at UMBC. Mara Kitchen Collective, for example, has cooked and served over 95,000 free meals in Baltimore during the pandemic, in partnership with the restaurant Alma Cocina Latina, the group's GoFundMe, and World Central Kitchen. Baltimore City has set up food distribution sites at churches, community centers, schools, and other locations. And neighbors are helping neighbors, as they always have. In a conversation about his work, Ben reminds me that this work is best done as part of organizing, of building sustainable networks with horizontal decision-making practices that meet the needs and build the power of everyone involved. It's hard work. We're all still figuring out how to do it, but the pandemic has taught us, again, that all we have is each other. Let's make that enough.